hailing from the East, it is your boy Dean the Beast 94 here, coming back at you with another episode of 6 Questions. Why 6 questions? Because that's the mark of the beast. Now, I apologize for the video delay for the collection video that will be coming up. Just been very busy with my personal life, and not only my personal life, but the content that's been going on for the Pro Wrestle Zone podcast. I'm sure you guys saw, but me and DVD Freak did an interview with Heath Slater, and I also conducted an interview with James Ellsworth. So if you guys haven't checked those out, I will leave a link in the description down below. And let's get on with these 6 questions. I know it's been a while since I've asked your questions, but the first two questions I have are from MarkBoy316. Top 3 favorite tag teams in ROH. Right off the rip, I can definitely say Red Dragon, The Kingdom, which consists of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. I've met those guys on numerous occasions, especially for Northeast wrestling shows. And number 1 for me would definitely have to be the Briscoes. Kind of puzzles me that those guys have been in Ring of Honor for so long and never got into the big leagues like WWE or AEW, maybe even TNA at one point. But I know WWE situation. It was because of their hygiene. Don't necessarily know what that means, as they've hired guys that looked like they have hygiene problems. No offense to guys like Mick Foley or kind of similar to like the Dudley Boys or the Bushwhackers. Maybe just a personal thing. I don't know, but for those guys, I think they should have been signed a long time ago. 2, my favorite title belt and why. I would say the Intercontinental Championship, but I think one title that has been prestigious for the past couple decades now would have to be the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Only reason why I say that is because, that title's never changed. And it's been held by some of the greatest athletes, some of the greatest professional wrestlers in history. You got to look back and think of Jack Briscoe. You got to think of Terry Funk, Dory Funk Jr. You got to think of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, Harley Race. Just countless other names. But that title still looks the same. And you even got to look at it today. You got to look at guys like Nick Aldis. Believe me or not, but the guy who's actually going to be facing Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, Adam Pearce, I think he's like a former 3-time or 5-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He's a scrapper. He's a really good wrestler too. I would definitely not underestimate Adam Pearce. But Dusty Rhodes, just guys, that's a prestigious title, even though it's not one of the main solidified titles in WWE. It's a title that's been around for such a long time. Maybe it did go through a few modifications when it comes to designs, but to me, that title has never changed. And the last question from Mark Boy, he did ask me a third question. Have you ever cataloged or counted your DVDs? How many do you think you have? Oh boy. When I first started this channel, I want to say for DVDs I had about maybe like 60 something, maybe 70. And then as soon as I got my channel launched and, basically kind of skyrocketed a little bit. Nowadays, I don't know, probably close to 200, something. I do need a new bookshelf or DVD shelf. It's getting really crowded. I'm running out of room. But I never really cataloged it. I do tend to put them in. I try to put them in year chronological order, or by brand or promotion. Like I have all my TNA DVDs with TNA DVDs. But yeah, I never really had the time to fix it. But yep. So thank you, MarkBoy316. Next question we have here is from Terry Joe. Do you think the Invasion angle should have finished at WrestleMania 18 and have it come down to Rock versus Hogan? The way I see it, I think they should have went on to WrestleMania 18 because that basically would have been advertised with the slogan, like WWE versus practically the world. Not necessarily like the world, but like the top promotions that were still running at that time. ECW and WCW, unfortunately, they both folded and were bought out by the WWE in 2001. But there was also rumor and innuendo that Sting was supposed to face Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 18, as this was one of the first times WWE tried to acquire Sting. But obviously, Sting didn't go that route because he didn't know how he was going to be utilized. But the way I see it, I think I know around late 2001 they were already in talks with bringing in Hogan, Hall, and Nash. Um, but yes, I think it would have came down to Rock and Hogan, but I would have loved to seen Hogan in the red and yellow. Uh, Only because Hogan was so over when he came back, and he came in at the wrong time. So maybe have Hall and Nash come in later, or maybe have them just come in as a tag team. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those tough calls. Ric Flair would end up debuting or coming back to the company the day after Survivor Series. We would get a phenomenal match between him and Taker. Um, yeah, but I don't think they would have necessarily gotten guys like, like Sid Vicious and Jeff Jarrett, who basically already ruined his reputation for WWF. Goldberg, who wouldn't come in for like another year and a half. I think they would have acquired Scott Steiner. Um, but the way I see it, if they would have gotten bigger names before WrestleMania, um, it definitely would have been probably one of the greatest shows at that period. And I think the same matches probably would have still commenced. Um, who knows? Who would know? Probably would have loved to seen like Brothers of Destruction taking on the Outsiders or something like that. If Hall and Nash would have stayed as a tag team. Let's go on to the next question here by Tim Miller. What is your thoughts on the possible dream match of Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar? Oh boy, Lashley's been doing some good things with the Hurt Business. I think the Hurt Business is probably one of the best factions right now in WWE, since they're not really doing shit with Retribution or whatever the fuck that tag team's name is. Um, yeah, that tag team, that faction's practically gone downhill to the shits. They've only had one pay-per-view appearance, and that was with Slapjack at Hell in a Cell. So obviously they're not really serious about this, um, this formation of the group. But with Lashley and Lesnar nowadays, I don't think it would work. If Lesnar never left the company in 2004 along with Goldberg, I don't think it would have necessarily turned out like the Goldberg versus Lesnar match. But I think it probably would have been a little bit better at that time, especially with the collegiate backgrounds that both individuals have. So maybe, maybe not. But I don't think it would also necessarily turn out like Lesnar, or not Lesnar, but Cena versus Lashley at Great American Bash 07. So, in my opinion, I think it would have been a barn burner. I think it would have been one of those matches I would have liked to check, especially at the time with Lesnar doing, having more moves in his arsenal back in the day. But I guess we'll never know. Maybe he'll come back at the Rumble. Oof, that's another possibility, huh? And going on to the next question here. Who would you love to see Roman face at Mania? You said in your opinion was Daniel Bryan. In my opinion, I think Daniel Bryan would be too. But I kind of want to have a little tease, maybe a little possibility, kind of similar to last year's Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble with Charlotte winning, but not facing the main event, going for a main event title, but instead going down to face Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. I think that might be the same possibility. I want to see that. Maybe Daniel go down to NXT and face whoever will be NXT champion by WrestleMania season. So, yeah, and, just to help develop guys and work on the younger talent down there, I think it would work out. But with Roman facing Daniel, I don't think that would be a possibility, as there's been like rumors with him versus Rock, And I don't think it's necessarily going to be Drew either, as he's going to be facing Oldberg. But as of WrestleMania right now, it's kind of a toss up, especially with this whole COVID situation still going on within our lives and in the world. Hopefully we're all staying safe out there, whoever is watching this. But the way I would love to see it, who wouldn't love to see like Daniel Bryan versus Kyle O'Reilly? Maybe have like Daniel Bryan come in and have him win at the next NXT takeover, and then at the following takeover leading to WrestleMania, have Kyle O'Reilly beat Daniel Bryan for the NXT title. The way I see it, that would be a match made in heaven. I wouldn't necessarily like to see Daniel Bryan versus Finn Balor. I mean, not saying that it wouldn't be a good match. Or maybe have them in a triple threat match. Who knows? We'll never know. But the way I see it, I mean, with Daniel Bryan making his final run in WWE, I would like to see it. Just have him go down there, work with younger talent, maybe even be a performance center trainer. But that's my dream match for WWE. I'm pretty sure they faced each other numerous times in Ring of Honor or PWG, or maybe even Dragon Gate. But Daniel Bryan taking on Kyle O'Reilly, NXT Championship, and have Kyle O'Reilly go over at the NXT TakeOver the night before WrestleMania. Yes, I would love to see that. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions that you guys would like me to answer for next week's 6 questions, leave them in the comment section down below. And be sure to hit that subscribe button, especially if you're going to be watching my channel and you're not subscribed. What are you doing? Hit that button. And be sure to subscribe to the Pro Wrestle Zone podcast as well. Like I said, got a lot of good interviews going on. Had James Ellsworth, had Heath Slater. I ain't lying. You guys want to check it out? Link's going to be in the description. So, without that being said, till next time, Dan the Beast 94, signing off.